What you're about to see is a video I recorded, Tesla Autopilot going crazy on my car, and I will follow up after the video with some of the comments, as I called Tesla to ask about it, and I got a reply from them, and also possible explanation to what happened and what I think about Autopilot in general. I've owned my Model S since September of last year, so that's about probably 5 months now, give or take. And without further ado, let's jump to the video. So for some reason Autopilot went crazy, so let me see if I can reproduce the problem. Let me ask this guy. Just wanted to report what happened. Autopilot features limited. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened, to be honest with you. It's 6:20 in the morning. I got this warning sign, and I was just driving. I guess it went away. Not sure what happened. So the Autopilot kept steering in and out of the lanes. It got so confused, so it kept going sideways. I have no idea what happened. I was just trying to make a turn signal to the left side, and then it kind of like the lanes kept going right and left, right and left, right and left, and I'm going in a straight line, fairly speaking. I'm in this intersection on the highway, and then yeah, out of the blue it just stopped working. So I'm not sure what's going on, you know. So okay, I guess it's back, so let's see. Yeah, so you can see what the car is doing. Shit, my god. So there is a car behind me. I think it's gonna say like, what is this guy doing? So let me skip this. I'll report this to Tesla, so I'm gonna send the video to them, but let's enable Autopilot again. And as you can see, the car is, for some reason, it's like, wow, I'm going out of the lane. Jesus Christ, not sure what's going on. So wow, I guess some problem with the software. So yeah, car keeps going in and out of the lane. I guess it's too dangerous. Let me try to go a little bit ahead, reproduce it for the last time. And let me engage. Yeah, for some reason the lanes, like, they keep going right and left, right and left. Alright, so again, same story. I'm still going in straight line though, so yeah, now it goes crazy. Like, look at that, man. So yeah, I'm gonna set it to park somewhere here, and then try and see if the problem persists or not. So let's try to find an exit. Exit 65, alright. Let's take that exit, and let me cancel the navigation here. It's a beautiful day. So yeah, I'm just heading to work. I'm working in a remote location today, and I'm taking the Tesla. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened, you know. I was just trying to, there was like a truck ahead of me, and I was trying to give a signal, you know, and auto steer went crazy, and then the car can't seem to figure out the road ahead of me anymore. So probably a software bug. All right, almost there. Exit 65 is coming. Let's just slow down. And again, luckily, you know, I always, well, not luckily, but like, I always try to keep my hands on the steering wheel when I do autopilot. Just, you never know, you know, when something wrong can go or can happen. So let me slow down. So alright, so I'm here at this stop sign. I'm gonna set the car to park and then see if that kind of fixes the problem. Alright, so we heard the click. Let's keep going. Alright, so let me hit the navigate and pick up my last destination, and then navigate on autopilot, and boom, we're back to the road. And then let's see if this thing will work now. Oh geez, still not working, guys. Let me slow down. Yeah, so Tesla keeps going sideways. Yeah, this is way too dangerous. So yeah, kind of disconnected itself. So I have no idea what happened. I'm gonna give them a call and see if they can do something about it. Thing is, I called Tesla right away over the phone as I was continuing with my journey. Of course, I disabled autopilot. I wasn't sure what was going on, you know, and I was like, okay, maybe the whole system doesn't work anymore. I just wanted an explanation, you know, and I got connected with someone on the phone from Tesla customer support, and you know, within about, I would say 20 seconds, they were able to pull all the logs from the vehicle, and they told me that the car is reporting dirty cameras. So one of the cameras apparently had some dirt on it, and the autopilot basically had a hard time figuring out where the lanes of the road were, you know. So of course none of that information showed up on my dash, and the Tesla customer support rep basically told me like, yeah, I would encourage you to clean the cameras. One thing that happened is the night before we had a heavy rain in San Diego, and so that could possibly be one of the reasons. I've never had that before, but again, on that specific day I was going east. So just a little bit about me: I'm a dentist, I live in San Diego, and occasionally they request my services on the east side of the state. So I had to head to El Centro, which is about 100 miles east of San Diego, and the I-8 east kind of goes up, and then there's like a 4,000 elevation, and then comes down, you know. And because my work started at 7 in the morning, I had to be there before that, so I had to drive early morning, you know. And as I was driving there in the middle of the road, the sun was rising, you know, so the sun was right in front of the cameras. So maybe the whole system didn't function because of, you know, the sun blinding the cameras, and some dirt on the cameras as well. So this combination basically rendered Autopilot confused, you know. And after I cleaned the cameras, that problem disappeared. So I tried to replicate the same problem the following days, because I was going there for 4 more days on that week, and the problem didn't happen again. And as I was with the Tesla rep, I asked him, do you know which camera reported the dirt, you know? And he said, I don't know, it doesn't specify which camera. And I suggested to him, like, hey, it would be nice to have that information showing up on the dash on the Tesla, and maybe I can just stop on the road, maybe clean it. Or in my case, what I did is basically I used the wiper fluid and just the front wipers, and that somehow took care of it. But again, I wasn't sure which camera. Was it the rear camera? Because that camera gets always dirty after rain. It's just, I guess, the way it is designed. But my guess, it's those front 3 cameras that maybe possibly got the problem with. But again, I don't know. That problem didn't happen again. But again, the problem can be accentuated more if you are going over speed, which is what I did as well. So I was going 10 miles above the speed limit. So 10 miles above the speed limit, curvy road, sunshine, and some dirt on the cameras. So moral of the story, Autopilot is not a perfect system. You probably already know that by now, but I just want to reiterate that, hey, you should always exercise caution, and you should be always paying attention to the road. Even though it's there as a drive assist, it's not perfect yet. It's not 99.9999, you know, %. So there are always these what they call it, like a corner case, where the Autopilot basically malfunctions, you know. Like 99% it would be fine, but there are always those cases where it can go wrong. So how do I feel about this? Number one, I'm really impressed by how fast the sales rep or the Tesla customer support rep was able to pull off the log from the vehicle. If you think about it, Tesla has, like, I don't know, maybe 500,000 vehicles in service. All of those cars are connected to the network, and just to be able to automatically, based on my phone number, probably I would say they figured out who I was, and just to kind of like remote into the car, pull off the log and let me know, and I was still going in my destination of what was going on. That's insane. Like, to be able to do that, like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's a lot of processing power that the network has to go through to basically be able to pull that off. And I'm really impressed, you know. That kind of gives me confidence of the company. They were able to figure out not only like what the problem was, but also really quickly. So they didn't have to basically connect me with an engineering department or Tesla customer support, I guess follow up or something like that. So it happened so quickly. Another thing that he said, what I can do, instead of calling technical support and waiting, I had to wait for about 40 minutes or 50 minutes back then. It was December the 26th. He said you can basically push on the voice button on the steering wheel and say bug report and say Autopilot malfunction or Autopilot not working. When you do that, if you say bug report and then you specify what the problem is, the car will automatically send all the logs to the engineering department right away. So then Tesla engineers will be able to check out the logs of the vehicle, figure out what was going on, and fix it. The nice thing is, when you report this problem, let's say in my case, that basically translates to an update to the entire Tesla fleet. So Tesla engineers want to make sure that this problem doesn't happen to somebody else, which is good. So the system gets better, with all these software updates, you know, that Tesla releases. And I feel comfortable because something else might happen to someone else who owns a Tesla, and then they can report that problem. And for me, I just get a better autopilot. Now, for the record, I've been using autopilot on that road extensively. It's 100-something miles each way to go and come back, and just a straight line with some curves, you know, and it's a blessing, you know. So did that change how I perceive autopilot? Well, a little bit, because now I want to make sure I'm paying attention for sure. But overall, I really like the system, you know. It's there. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But I really applaud Tesla for pushing the envelope, for trying to make this technology available, I would say, to a lot of people. It takes a lot of courage to do what they are doing, you know. They are taking the risk. Anything that can go wrong, usually people blame Tesla, but think about it, no other car manufacturer is doing what Tesla is doing. Tesla is really pushing electric vehicles ahead, and they are forcing the industry to basically adapt, or they're gonna be out of business in a few years. The other thing is the same with autopilot, you know. I'm gonna wait for the autopilot self-driving upgrade, which Tesla promised that they're gonna ship maybe in a few months. And with that upgrade, they give you a new processor, the Tesla AI chip on the motherboard. So it costs about $5,000 to do that. Definitely count me in, Tesla. I will be happy to have that upgrade. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.